which means they have to find the blue boomerang. They have to buy arrows, but not just buy arrows, they have to buy arrows after they find the silver arrows. They have to gamble at every money-making game they find. The Zelda fire at the end, you have to die to that before you can rescue Zelda, and at some point you've got to force a bomb count. In addition to that, they've got to complete a second row, column, or diagonal anywhere on the board of their choice. And what makes this more interesting is, normally during a randomizer race, we have no idea where any of our opponents are. But they're all logged into the bingo room, and as they light up squares, everyone can see what squares they've lit up. So you have at least somewhat of an idea where your opponents are at all times. And as you can see, we've started, and we've got quite the overall with Wizrobes on every screen.
As if the bingo weren't exciting enough, we've got a Wizrobe infested overworld. We do have helpful hints though, and saw that the ladder is going to be our white sword item once our runners have enough hearts to pick that up.
Yeah, and Homer J. Smash has already found our Armos item, which was a heart container, which heart containers are actually not shuffled. So in order to not make these bingo boards too bad, we've got First Quest Overworld along with First Quest Dungeons. But that level 2 screen is going to be fun to get onto.
Fryteeth, you have a thought if you were running this, which row or column you might chase after for your optional one?
So there's a couple on this board. Believe it or not, this is the friendliest of the 3 boards I designed for this Battle Royale. But that top left to bottom right diagonal isn't too bad. And it gives you the unlikely reason to kill P-hats, which we never do, ever.
I'm wondering if we've got some pretty fantastic runners here, if we might see some folks go for the 5th column there and take advantage of the freebie with using a non-link sprite and pass up the sword upgrades to get a few fewer things to do.
We certainly might see that. I've seen a number of runners complete that one in past weeks.
It looks like we've got the magic boomerang on the coast, so once our runners are able to pick up the ladder, they'll be able to check off that bottom left bingo square.
We've got Wizrobes. Wizrobes and Lionels everywhere on this one.
See, Captain Green's trying to make it up to the fairy fountain, it looks like. Past those Lionels. There he goes. Homer J. Smash finds one of the gambling sites, and I think he lost only 2 rupees there, so not a bad outcome for the forced gambling.
Sis Crusher finds the ladder, but 4 hearts are not going to be enough, and Homer J. Smash finds level 8.
And passes on it immediately.
Yeah, I don't blame him with no weapon at all.
Captain Green also gets the -2 result as Homer J. Smash finds a hint shop, looks like decently pricey hints.
And we've got the Any Roads. Is he going to take them? He is not.
At least going to keep the option for that 5th column open.
Well, one advantage of that gamble at every money-making game you find is it looks like the money is really good tonight. So that one's not going to be as big a problem as it normally is. I think we've seen 38 rupee medium and is that 120 on the large? And we've got our sword, finally.
Bombs are decently affordable, too, at 12 rupees on Sis Crusher's side as he's loading up.
Captain Green finds level 4, and Smash finds level 3. So, don't need any Triforces.
So we'll just see our runners clearing rooms that are particularly easy or have the potential to be item staircases or items in other ways.
Alright, so Captain Green's buying hints. We've got a raft that is ladder blocked in level 5. And the bow is in level 1.
That is an excellent hint to receive.
Captain Green also declining to take the any roads. And that's one of the things that makes these these bingo flags, interesting at times, is, it forces you to make decisions you wouldn't normally make.
And Homer J. Smash finds the item in level 3, and it's the power bracelet, which he will pick up and immediately head out of the dungeon.
And Captain Green finds his candle. I think that was at First Quest 3 that he found that. So when you were playing this, because both of us were in this previous weeks, did you ever put something off so that you didn't have to light up the bingo square immediately?
From a gamesmanship perspective, in all honesty, I was probably trailing the pack most of the time, so I never had the opportunity. I did consider it a couple of times, because there could be a lot of metagaming that ends up going on based on what you see some of the fellow racers picking up. And so there's definitely some opportunity to sequence things so you don't have to tip your hand early. How about yourself?
I was kind of running in the same position, running behind a little too much, and couldn't quite pull off that strategy.
Captain Green finds level 5 over in the Deadwoods.
And if he doesn't die, we're going to get a ladder pickup over here. So with Captain Green now hitting both fairy fountains, we can see he's lit up that square. But not going to pick up that blue boomerang yet.
Not in a hurry to add that to his item inventory. He does find this, the second hint shop, which says that I think it was the red ring is in level 7. And that raft that we learned about is not necessary. And the power bracelet leads to the recorder.
Now that raft is not necessary to beat the seed, but if you wanted to do column 3 or row 2, then that raft is necessary.
Very true. If you're going to hit all the screens on the overworld, only way to do it.
2 weeks ago, we actually had that as one of our required lines. We have level 1.
Sis Crusher got a small win from the Make Money gambling game.
And he's got his red candle now, so doesn't have his sword yet, but with Wizrobes on the overworld, he's going to be able to clear quite a bit with that red candle.
And was it Sis Crusher that had the hint about the bow being in one?
I believe that was Captain Green who got
that. Oh,
that
that's
one.
Captain Green. All right. Well, I expect that our racers are going to check one anyway, having a couple of items and being a pretty small level.
And I think we're all going to be in level 1 right now.
Look at that.
Except Captain Green is going to leave, which makes sense. No sword yet, no red candle.
Homer J. Smash takes the intentional wall master, picks up his second bingo square in that top left, bottom right diagonal.
So I would assume we're going to see him looking for a Triforce in here as well, because he'll have that diagonal pretty close to done at that point. That level 1 screen isn't so nice either.
Pretty meaningful advantage for Homer J. Smash having the sword a ways before the other two racers tonight.
Yeah, I think he had that at about the 5-minute mark, so letting him build up a little bit of a lead here.
Captain Green sneaks in and grabs his ladder with half a heart.
And that does let him get a start on that diagonal and some of those other columns as well, as white sword item is also one of our squares tonight. So the biggest potential problem in this level 1 is it looks like you need a fair number of keys to get through it.
Sis Crusher has managed to pick up 3, but Homer does not seem to have found those yet. Heart container on the floor for Homer J. Smash, which is just the dungeon heart, since we already found the item heart.
With one bomb, nice shot on that manhandler. Sis Crutcher finds our staircase item, and it is the book.
The completely useless book in this flag set. Sis Crusher will take advantage of the free ride back to start and check off a bingo square in the process.
And the book is completely useless in this flag set. Unless you get the bingo card that has a required square, or that has a square that says you should pick up the book.
Neither of our runners has stumbled across the bow yet in level 1.
No, and I think we've seen quite a bit of level 1 at this point.
Sis Crusher is grabbing his Triforce. And moving on.
That's right, he does not have the hint for the bow at this point.
Sis Crusher has entered 8 and is going to spend at least a little bit of time looking at 8 and immediately finds a Goma and a couple of key-locked doors.
And there's our bow.
There is the bow.
Alright, Captain Green is checking out the grave right now.
Sis Crusher finds the hint and will be, I'm sure, heading back to one, well, maybe after he finds the sword.
Alright, so Sis Crusher is taking the any road, so definitely committing to another line.
Sis Crusher has a couple now in that top left, bottom right diagonal, so my guess is that's where they're focused.
Sis Crusher finds level 3. And Captain Green is about to get his sword. His Homer J Smash finds level 4. Where I'm sure he will be disappointed to find the red candle.
And there's Captain Green's sword.
And with these with these bingo boards, we never know how long these races are going to take, because yeah, there's some troll on that level, row 5, but it's not as bad as some of the some of the lines we rolled in other weeks, like the week where we had to get all 8 Triforces in order, starting with level 8, going down to level 1.
The bingo is an unusual enough way to play the randomizer that we've even had a few instances during the tournament where folks ended up soft locking themselves unintentionally from completing their bingo cards and had to reset from scratch partway through to perform differently in terms of things like taking hearts from the take any's. So there's a lot of potential for high variability.
Yeah, so if anyone's wondering what happens in those kinds of situations, you know, what happens, for example, if we required row 1 that says you can't use any screen scrolls? Basically, if you what the deciding factor was, if you realized right away, oh, I screen scrolled, I'm not allowed to do that because row 1 is required. The solution was just basically go back to the other side and then just walk across the screen. But if you didn't realize it until much later, or if you did something like you had row 4 that was required, only hearts from take any's, and you took a potion or a candle, at that point you basically have to reset to your last save point. And so you may see them saving more often than usual tonight.
Homer J Smash picks up the red candle and he'll head out of 4. As Captain Green picks up his bow.
And I do expect there will be a Bingo Season 2, probably in the summer or fall, once we, edit out some of what didn't work and try to make these a little bit better for next time.
Looks like Captain Green might bail on one after picking up the bow, but he's back in it now.
And Homer J Smash forces a bomb, so all he's got to do to complete that diagonal is kill some P-hats. Still a ways to go to complete the required line. And we've found a mugger. It looks like that mugger is going to be required to do pretty much anything in level 8. So he's going to be almost done with that column 1 as well.
Swiss Crusher finds Ganon's room in level 6.
Alright, so Captain Green did go back in. He's going to finish up level 1. I would expect he's going to find that Triforce and see that book and get out.
A question in chat of how do folks keep track of things like visit every overworld screen. I'd say that theoretically, at least, most of our runners are going to be using some sort of a tracker as they race that will let them mark off the screens as they visit them to verify that they've been able to complete it. But in practice, unless that's a required square, it's probably not one that our runners are going to choose to go for.
Yeah, the way I track that one is, using Z Helper. We find our wooden boomerang in level 8. Just using Z Helper, any screen that didn't have a cave on it, I just put an X on it as soon as I cleared it. Yes, basically the runners self-report it.
This Crusher picks up a heart. It's going to check what's in this staircase. And it's the any key. Not required, but always a good sight to see.
Yeah, that's one you never really complain about seeing. Even if you've already got, 10 or 15 keys, I still go pick it up.
You know that one time you choose not to will be the time you burn through all 10 of those keys.
Exactly. So Sys Crusher leaves level 6, so we're not missing a lot of items at this point. Missing our second item in 8.
We know that the recorder is power bracelet block, so there's a level that I don't think we've seen yet that will have that.
We've not seen 2, and we have not seen 9.
9.
I think we've either seen every other level, or we, from hints, know what's in them.
Captain Green's in the Triforce room in 1, and we'll be picking it up and moving on. While Sys Crusher is doing battle with P-hats, a rare sight in Randomizer world. Looks like that might have been an Goma blocked second item in level 8. Homer J. Smash just saw and opted out of course?
Well, that could really be fun, especially if that. Imagine if that's silvers. If that's
So,
silvers, you'd have to go buy wood arrows to kill the Goma, to
get
go
the
get the
silvers.
silvers, and then go back and buy wood arrows to fulfill that bingo square.
I am absolutely rooting for that sequence of events.
I don't think our runners are rooting for that, though.
That's why they're there and I'm here.
Why doesn't he farm P-hats? He may just not want to right now.
And why fight the P-hats? Because the middle square on the bingo card is to kill at least 5 P-hats. So our runners, in addition to killing Ganon and rescuing Princess Zelda, need to complete row 5 on the bingo card and another row of their choosing. And so if you're choosing one that includes that center square, you need to dispatch 5 P-hats at some point during the race.
Alright, Captain Green is going to buy arrows. He's going to have to buy them again later, too. Yes, it requires not only the 2 completed bingo lines, but you also have to rescue Zelda.
Had Captain Green seen Goma that he was buying those arrows for? Do you know?
I don't think he did any of level 8, because I think he was still swordless when he found 8.
It's interesting.
So, yes, they are required to die to the fire in Zelda's room before they can... So they'll have to go in, die to the fire in Zelda's room, and then come back and finish.
To take stock of where we are at the moment, all of our runners have their sword. They all have the bow. None of them know where the silver arrows are. 2 of them have the ladder, and Sis Crusher looks like they're headed up towards where the ladder is. Homer J. Smash and Captain Green are 5 P-hats away from completing the diagonal. None of our runners have made a lot of final progress towards the required row 5, although with the ladder they'll be able to get the boomerang. Zelda's fire and buying the arrows have to wait until later, and they've been on track to gamble every time they can. So I'd say, other than finding the silvers and finding level 9, we're making a lot of progress.
Yeah, having to gamble at every money-making game can be annoying because, what happens if you find a money-making game and don't have enough money? Basically, as soon as you have enough money, you got to come back and hit that one. Now, you don't have to find every money-making game on the overworld. Just at some point, you need to... Any that you do find, you have to gamble at.
Homer J. Smash is picking up his magic boomerang as Sis Crusher grabbed their ladder.
J. Smash is our first runner to complete a bingo line. He did complete that top left to bottom right diagonal. Alright, so Sis Crusher does get that hint about the recorder being power bracelet blocked. And based on what we've seen, I think it has to be the grave power bracelet spot. I think that's the only one we haven't seen someone check.
Captain Green defeated his 5th P-Hat, and he's completed a bingo line as well. Sis Crusher is just a force bomb away from that line as well. So I'll say, well, Homer J. Smash had a exploration, especially in the dungeon's edge, from picking up the sword a little bit earlier. I'd say it's still pretty wide open at this point in time.
Yeah, I think the big key is, we've still got those 2 levels we haven't seen, 2 and 9.
Homer J. Smash gets the hint about the bow now, when it is not useful at all.
And also finds out information about that raft that is not very useful. We found level 7, and he's going to enter and immediately exit. Especially given that he's already bought a blue ring. Definitely doesn't need to dig that red ring out.
Do have to say, all of these -2 gambling results would be a lot more entertaining if they were -30.
That would definitely add to the fun.
So now that Homer J. Smash has completed that diagonal on the bingo card, he's free to take as many any roads as he wants.
Now, we don't have a ton of spots left where level 9 could be at this point. I mean, we've seen almost our entire overworld. I don't remember... Did Captain Green finish Death Mountain?
I'm not sure.
Raft block, I believe we saw a hint that raft is not required in this seed.
Unfortunately, we got a sail not to save the princess hint.
I do think we have a reasonable probability that the level 9 could be recorder blocked.
And just as you say that, Homer J. Smash checks the grave power bracelet and finds 9. And it looks like he's going to go exploring.
Silvers to kill the beast lie elsewhere. So the silvers are in either 2 or 8.
The dream still lives of the Goma Block Silvers.
And I believe, based on the hints we have, that the recorder has to be in 9.
If we've checked all the other power bracelet spots, then that sounds right to me.
Alright, well, Captain Green, who does have arrows, is going to head into level 8.
So we may see the answer to this sooner rather than later. That room was at the very top of level 8.
I mean, there is another possibility, and that other possibility is that we could have recorder in 9 to have to go back to 2 to get the silvers, if 2 is recorder blocked. I mean, that's
I
not
will also I will also sign up for that outcome.
Yeah. I think I like the double arrow purchase better, though.
And there goes Homer J. Smash, who has seen that Goma in 8, picking up his wooden arrows.
And I think he's heading right back to 8.
Definite information advantage on his end right now.
I believe he had, close to a 10-minute advantage with the sword?
Yeah, I think that's about right. And then the quick dive into 9 to get that silvers are elsewhere confirmation is pretty valuable at this point. Captain Green is about a room or two in front of Homer J. Smash in 8 right now.
So yes, that's correct answer in chat. The and no, it's just the white sword. They're on the same spot on the screen, but what's inside is random. There is a flag in the randomizer that does randomize which bushes or bomb spots, but that's not one that gets used very often.
So it looks like we're going to need to find level 2, and we may not have any spots left besides Recorder Lake.
So right, yeah, with picking up the white sword, Homer J. Smash cannot do column 1 or row 5, but since he already has that top left to bottom right diagonal, he doesn't need either one of those.
Captain Green found the white sword as well. Well, it wasn't required, but we're guaranteed to see the double wood arrow purchase at this point. The racers need 2 bingos, one of which has to be row 5, and the other of which can be their choice. And for the runner's choice row, it looks like all of the runners are doing the top left to bottom right diagonal.
Now, next week when we have our finals, and we only have 2 players. Captain Green finds the boomerang, so he's going to leave level 8. It's going to change a little bit. So every week, what I've been doing is I've been rolling, a random line, and that's the line that everyone has to complete. Next week, when it's just 2 people, you'll get to choose. They'll each get to choose which line their opponent has to complete. So whatever that most trolley line is on the board that we get, probably
You're going to get to
see that one.
Get to see it next week, yeah.
We're getting them. No. So as long as they get the blue boomerang, they've fulfilled that square. Alright, so Sis Crusher is now on level 8. He's going to find that Goma block as well. We'll have to see what he decides to do with it. Captain Green's going to find his red candle here. Oh, yes, thank you for putting that in chat. That paste bin has explanations of, well, not every bingo square. I didn't think that things like get the level 1 Triforce needed explanations, but any square that's, more complicated has explanations at that link. Because some of the other boards have squares like kill one of every single non-boss enemy. That's a fun one. Alright,
Captain Green is in level 3, which he'll need to find that power bracelet. Homer J. Smash is still looking for level 2 in what we believe are all the wrong places.
Yeah, I don't remember if we saw this part of Death Mountain, and I'm not sure if we ever saw the eastern part of Death Mountain, so we're not certain that we need a recorder yet, but since Crusher finds his boomerang, which he leaves alone. Kill X-Boss, yes, can be anywhere in a dungeon. Finds another money-making game, wins again.
Sis Crusher did force a bomb at some point, so all 3 runners have completed that top left to bottom right diagonal. And Captain Green is about to pick up his power bracelet.
So we're going to get a look at our last 3 Death Mountain spots, and those might be our last 3 overworld spots at this point. Still more money.
There's no shortage of money in this seed. No luck on the second one. And no luck on the third one.
So I think we may have a recorder block level 2. With the recorder in 9.
I'm not sure where Homer is headed right now. He has not finished his Deadwood checks. He finds level 5, which he knows has the raft.
Answer in chat, what dream? We think right now that there's a very good chance of a recorder in 9 blocking the silvers in level 2. We know that 2 has the silvers because there's 3 items we haven't seen at this point. Wand, recorder, and silvers. We've seen or gotten hints for all of the items in everything but 2 or 9. And there was a hint right when they walked into level 9 that said the silvers lie elsewhere. So we know the silvers can't be in 9.
Captain Green and Homer J. Smash are both in level 6 now. They're gonna be mildly disappointed to find the any key instead of the silvers.
Yeah, I don't think Smash is going to be too disappointed, given he only has 2 keys right now, though. Well, make that 3. So that's going to become the question: is who's going to be the first to make that level 9 play?
It's a particularly tricky decision to make, given that 9 is telling you right up front that the silvers aren't in there. So you probably need to eliminate the other options before you get to that point.
Possibly, although, do you go to 9 or do you go to First Quest 7 first?
Captain Green's about to find the any key, I believe.
And with those 7 or 8 keys, probably not what he wanted, but again, it's one of those items you don't turn down.
Did Sis Crusher find level 9 just now? I didn't notice. He was on the screen, but I didn't tell if he pushed the block.
Yeah, I missed that as well.
Homer's also going to pick up his any key and head out of 6.
That's correct. We have not seen level 2, and we believe it's at Recorder Lake. Captain Green finds 9. We will have a final 2 next week. This is a last place gets eliminated each week.
And Captain Green is plowing on beyond the hint about the silvers, so he is going to be our first runner to actually do some exploration in 9, and
I think Homer J. Smash is right behind him.
Oh, so he is. Captain Green's exploration is short-lived, however. And so now we've got Homer, who may have eliminated all the other possibilities, back into 9. I think has probably pieced together that he needs to find the recorder at this point.
How do we know where everything is? We've had hints and just exploration and process of elimination on the other couple items. Fairly, easier than normal to figure out where all the items are because we don't have shuffled heart containers. I was trying not to be too mean when I put this flag set together.
On a quick recorder.
It's an open level 9. So some of them they all got the level 1 Triforce to fill that top left square. But no Triforces are required. They'd have to complete 2 bingo lines. One that was randomly chosen by me, and one of their own choosing.
Homer's heading straight for Recorder Lake, which should be level 2 at this point.
And it is, and we should find our silvers here. And then he's got to go remember to buy arrows after this. Alright, and Captain Green is back in level 9.
See if he heads right. Yep. There's the Patra room. Nice.
I think he just has to go down here. Yep.
It is a pretty kind level 9 and seems to funnel the runners towards the recorder here.
Yes, it's first quest dungeon shapes.
Uh, 52 minutes about. Captain Green has his recorder. And we'll head over to level 2 right when Homer J. Smash picks up the silver arrows.
Alright, now he's got to go remember to buy more arrows. Because their required line is row 5. And Sis Crusher is making his way into level 9, so he might not be too far behind. As long as he stays in here.
Homer's going to the arrow shop. Second purchase of the wooden arrows, a sight rarely seen. Sis Crusher's just a couple of rooms away from his recorder. And Homer J. Smash is back in level 9. Only bingo square left is to die to Zelda's fire. So he'll be looking for Ganon, listening for Ganon, and looking for Zelda, and then he'll be in great shape to finish this seed off. But it is level 9, and so it could still be a long road from here to there.
The dot done comes when you rescue Zelda. So, dying to the Zelda fire will finish his second bingo, but he won't be done with the seed at that point.
Got Sis Crusher and Captain Green both looking for the silvers in level 2. Captain Green, after finding the silvers, will have to... Well, actually, both of them will have to go and buy the wooden arrows after finding the silvers. And then they'll head to 9.
Yeah, won't be a problem for them, though. They've both got plenty of money. Big advantage right now, though, is that both Captain Green and Homer J. Smash both have that white sword, and Sis Crusher is still sitting on wood sword. Alright, Captain Green has his silvers. So back to level 9.
It's a load of Patras in this 9.
Along with what I think are the first Dark Nuts we've seen in this seed.
You got Lionels and Wizrobes on the Overworld, and Patras and Dark Nuts in 9.
So yeah, eat my...
Go ahead, Frighty. Sorry about that.
Sorry. I can say eat my steel with a good point that, Smash, has an advantage having, he's the only one who's got that blue ring. Although when you're trying to die to the Zelda fire, at that point the blue ring or the red ring is actually kind of annoying.
Some Pole's voice in level 2, which was taking a while for Sis Crusher to dispatch with the wood sword, whereas the other two had the wooden arrows at the time, which helped a bit. Homer J. Smash is looking to farm some bombs off of the blue Octoroks outside of 9. No luck yet. Ganon is required, so Zelda's door won't open until you've defeated Ganon.
Alright, Sis Crusher's got his silvers, so now he needs to go buy arrows.
I think it was the 4th try through those blue Octoroks gave Homer J. Smash a pack of bombs. Or a second pack of bombs, I guess.
Nice having those on that screen, though.
The runners can all see the shared bingo card, so one aspect of the race is they can see each other's progress and have a rough idea of where they stand.
And Captain Green has found Ganon up in that top right corner. And Sis Crusher, with Without White Sword makes a play on Magical Sword and finds out it's more than 12 hearts.
It's a tough break at this point. Captain Green dispatches Ganon, and I haven't seen if he's seen where Zelda is, but based on how he's proceeding, I don't think he has. So he'll be looking for that shutter door that opens to reveal the princess.
Yeah, this is also where you want to find a room full of blue dark nuts, so that you can take your health down before you go in that room. A lot faster.
And Sis Crusher is inside 9 as well. So we've got Sis Crusher and Homer J. Smash are looking for Ganon. Captain Green is looking for Zelda. They'll all have to die to Zelda's fire before they can actually rescue the princess.
Yeah, so Captain Green about 4 minutes in, or I'm sorry, Sis Crusher about 4 minutes behind where Captain Green entered level 9.
And Homer J. Smash is making quick work of Ganon.
And now we just need to find Zelda.
Or I suppose Link in Homer J. Smash's case. Homer's not taking a chance on those blue Lambos this time through.
I don't blame him on that. And Captain Green does have Zelda, and takes the death, and so he's just got to walk back there, and he'll be our winner. That's always the square you hate to see someone else light up, because you know they're about to finish. This looks like it's quite the path to
Yeah, I hadn't seen Zelda's location the first time around, and Captain Green walked all the way across to a staircase in the northeast, headed back to the northwest. And that's where she is. Nope, that's where she is.
And with that, Captain Green is our winner with an official time of 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 6 seconds. And as he was finishing, Homer J. Smash was in Zelda's room, taking his mandatory death. And so, unless something unexpected happens, it looks like it's going to be Captain Green versus Homer J. Smash next week.
There were 3 pretty different paths to get to a pretty tight ending here.
Because I believe that Sis Crusher is just, one room away from Ganon now as well. Maybe not. I thought Ganon was up here somewhere.
Definitely in the area, but I don't recall which direction he was approached from. Now Homer's just a couple of rooms away.
There we have our second place finisher. 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 42 seconds. So GG's to our runners here. Very, very close race.
For those who will be around next week, we'll have the final matchup between Captain Green and Homer J. Smash, with the twist for the finals being that each of them will choose one row from the bingo card that will be required for their opponent to complete. So if you're a fan of trolling and chaos, it'll be a good race to tune into.
And if we roll board 3 for next week, that board has some pretty, awful options on it. Well, awful for the runners, maybe not so awful for us. So I guess we'll see if our runners want to come in for an interview.
Sis Crusher's found Ganon. Has a stun lock in the bottom right corner. And down goes Ganon for the 3rd time. I'm not sure if Sis Crusher has seen the path to the kidnapped.
I don't think he has, but someone said that he saw a hint.
There's that little cluster of 4 rooms that Sis Crusher's seen in the northwest, but I'm not sure that you could get to her from that set of rooms.
Alright, and we're joined by Homer J. Smash. GG tonight.
Thank you. Just couldn't get him, man. Couldn't find the path, ran out of bombs. I knew he was there. Couldn't figure it out how to find him.
Yeah, so it was pretty close. All three of you re-entered level 9 within a few minutes of each other. You entered first. Captain Green found Ganon really quickly.
Yeah, I figured I was in the lead just because looking at the bingo board, medic, I was the first one at least to light up the buy arrows after Silver's bingo card. So I figured that I was the first one that could win, but I just couldn't figure out the path in 9. And then once I found Ganon, couldn't find the path to the girl. But CG's really good. He's been playing really good this tournament. We've kind of been neck and neck, assuming I don't do something really dumb. Almost soft block myself out of the seed, so I'm excited to be in the finals with him.
So what do you think? Oh, we almost had the double required arrow purchase.
I was really hoping we had the double arrow because I thought I would be in the lead if that were the case. I did buy arrows twice.
Captain Green did as well, actually, pretty early on, even before seeing that coma in 8. And it looked for a while like that was going to be the case.
Oh, so maybe not. So maybe he would have been ahead of me anyway.
When did you end up realizing that the key was the recorder out of 9?
When I was looking for 2 and 6, I only had like 3 Ks left to check, and I figured, I think even without that, I had 2, 5, and 6 that I hadn't found yet, and the only thing I had left was like 4 caves in the Deadwoods, and including the Quarter Lake. And when I found 6, I was like, well, let me go ahead and dig this because it's like in the bottom of the corner of the map here. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, I know it's the freaking recorder. I'm gonna have to go to 9, dig out a recorder. The whole time I kept thinking that old man was so nice, telling me silvers were somewhere else, but really he was a dirtbag because I would have pulled the recorder out of there like 25 minutes earlier.
Yeah, level 9 did funnel you right to the recorder early on, but put the old man there just to force you to go exploring a little more before you got back there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at that point, they could have been in, as far as I knew, because I hadn't bought all the hints yet, so they could have been in 2, 5, 8, 6. So there's no way I was digging for the other item to get the recorder.
Alright, we're also joined by our winner tonight, Captain Green. GG, thoughts on the seed tonight?
Good evening, thank you.
GG, man.
This question too, but yeah, thank you. It was definitely a troll with that recorder in 9 being the key to the entire seed.
Captain Green, is curious what you were thinking when you picked up the wooden arrows decently early on in the seed.
It was just for the damage upgrade for 2 points of damage instead of 1, because I hadn't found White Sword yet, and I had a ton of money and wasn't really going to spend it on anything else, so I just wanted to be able to combat things faster.
We were watching, and it looked for a bit like the silvers might have been an 8 behind one of those gomas, but a little disappointing when that wasn't the case. But the seed came through with a different kind of troll.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think for both of you, those arrows made a huge difference. Not only getting through level 2 with the Pole's Voice, but just having the White Sword, which Sis Crusher was the only one of you who was on Wood Sword. He went to check Magical Sword, but it rolled either 13 or 14 hearts in this one.
Yeah, I mean, combat was definitely sped up after the arrows, for sure, and White Sword helped, of course, too.
Yeah, I did a save there, so I wasn't convinced that I was going to keep whatever I found in 8, just because I think at the time I was sitting right at about 90 rupees, so I had enough to buy arrows again, but just. My plan was to retry if the item in 8 was like the wand or what else could it have been? Any key I probably would have taken. So yeah, I wasn't sure yet what I was going to do there, but then I saw the white sword and I was like, okay, we'll go ahead and save.
Did you guys go into the seed with a plan for which non-required row you wanted to go after, or did that materialize as you get going?
For this card, for me, it's always top left, bottom right, or column 5. It's going to be one of those two, unless something goes really weird. Those are the two I've done on this card every time it's rolled.
So this is my favorite / least favorite card. Least favorite just in the sense that I like things to be hard and kind of trolly, and this is by far the kindest. So for me, I was fine with column 1, I was fine with column 5, I was fine with row 3, and I was fine with top left, bottom right. And I kind of went for all of them at the same time, and whatever one I was able to do first, I did, which ended up being, I think, the diagonal. I think I could have done column 1 if I killed the Aquamentus and the Patra that I found and left behind, but otherwise, this one is 3 is the one that is the worst to me. Card 3 is what I'm talking about, because it's really easy to soft lock yourself out of a row if you can't find the particular boss that you need to find. Same thing with 2. I think that's the one we had last week, and I couldn't find the Dodongo for like 15 minutes. I was done otherwise. I missed the Dodongo. I think it was in 1. So this one is pretty flexible, more so than the others.
We're also joined by Sis Crusher, GG.
GG guys. Well done.
GG, Sis Crusher.
Seems like it was a pretty good race, yeah.
Yeah, it was. It sounds like it.
Yeah, all 3 of you, Sis Crusher, were in level 9 within a few minutes of each other, and ultimately it just came down to sussing out the path to Ganon and then the path to Zelda.
Yeah. I was wondering, I got into 8 and I saw that there was an item behind that Goma. I'm like, uh-oh. What's going to happen if the silvers are back there? I guess we'll have to play arrows. Because I just boiled down to me having to go to 9 and get the recorder after that, so...
Yeah,
I
so
don't know
they
if anyone ran into that.
Yeah, they both actually went and purchased arrows to see what was behind that Goma.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it was the white sword.
Yeah. I didn't know if we were allowed to do that, but I don't think it would have mattered. I was just hoping that silvers were behind 2, or wouldn't be able to finish the bingo properly. But it worked out.
Yeah, the way I took it, it was just as long as you buy arrows after you get silvers, doesn't matter. Like, you could buy them 7 times if you would like. As long as
Right, but I didn't have silvers at that point. So.
No, I'm saying that like you could buy them as many times as you want, as long as after you get silvers.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, that
So
would have
I
been
bought
better.
it twice.
That would have been better. I went and checked mags after that too. Actually, I went and checked it twice.
Chat was cheering for the double arrow, required double arrow.
Yeah. I forgot. Yeah, you can buy them and then buy them again. Probably had enough money too, barely.
Well, I was gonna say this. I hate row 5 that we do, but the money making games. Oh my gosh, they were so friendly tonight for me.
Oh yeah, I definitely end up on the plus side for those.
Like
tonight.
by a lot. I think it was like -2 the only times I lost, plus 57 every time I won.
That was nice, yeah.
I'm going to say that as somebody rooting for Chaos, it was pretty disappointed to see the Magic Boomerang be basically for free and the gambling be so favorable.
It looked like it was going to be a really easy seed from the start, right? With the
Yes.
White Sword ladder, the meringue on the coast.
I agree.
Yeah.
And especially when I saw how much money. I mean, I think large was like 120 plus.
Yeah, 27 or something like that. Yeah.
Medium secret was 30 plus. So the money was everywhere. It wasn't.
Yeah, I bought every secret.
I wasn't even going for the blue ring bingo, but then I because I had like 255 rupees, I was like, well, might as well.
Yeah.
So, Homer and CG, next week you get to choose the required row for each other. You have any favorites that you're thinking about that you want to share now, or are you gonna hold it a tight secret until the time of the race?
Well, I personally want to do the full card. I think that would be awesome. And I told Freiteeth a month ago, if we were in the finals, we would do the full card. We have to finagle the card a little bit because there's some cards where it's like it's impossible to get the full card because you can't get a sword upgrade and then you're supposed to get mags or something like that. But so that's my vote, is that we just do everything. But again, I'm the master of chaos.
I'd be willing to consider that, actually. Sounds like maybe fun. Who knows? Fun in quotation marks.
Yeah, it sounds like a terrible idea, but it's the sort of thing I think.
All right, everybody, you heard it here first. We're going to reserve a 3-hour window for next week for the finals.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it would be that long, to be honest, because I mean, depending on the card, if you are getting all the Triforces and you're getting all the items, like just like today, like we got everything out of here. So the only like trolley or card would have been like the Triforces in order, like a specific order that you would have to do it. But otherwise, like we basically did everything today.
Well, I'll let the two of you decide if you want to do that, and if you do, I will put together a new card that is, actually possible to do blackout on.
Yeah, I'm for it.
Because I don't think any of the 3 cards we have it's possible to do.
Maybe you can just mix and match.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in some of them, we would just want to make sure that it's like definitely possible to do everything that's on it. Because some of these,
you wouldn't want to get to the end of like 2 hours and figure out you can't do like one last square.
Yeah, right. There's no manhandle on the seed or something. Yeah, no, I'm for it. I think that there's enough that you have, especially that like heal at both fairy fountains, uses right other than Link. Like those are so easy to do.
Right.
So yeah, that gets my vote. So I'll leave it up to Captain Green. What he would like to do.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I'll get that card together. Then I'll post it. I'll post it later in the week if you want it for practice.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna practice too much on that one. This is just gonna wing it, sort of a thing.
Unfortunately, I do not have to be at work on May the 5th, so.
I do, but whatever, it's fine. That's good. Well, thanks for the commentary, the restream, tracking. I really appreciate it. This Battle Royale season we're in full swing of it right now. Really appreciate all the support we've got. If you are into this sort of thing, we've got another one that is like just raring to go. Thursday nights at 9 now because people couldn't make 10 o'clock. So I just need one more person to jump in, and then that one will fire. That's a Wheel of Destiny, lots of different flag set ones. And I believe that's the only thing we have right now that is not up.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I've got some more bad ideas for Battle Royales though.
Yeah. Well, this was fun. I like this one a lot. Yeah, we should do bingo too next season.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. We're gonna, fix some of the cards that don't, maybe aren't as balanced as they could be. Make them a little bit better, and maybe over the summer or into the fall we'll have bingo season 2.
There you go. Well, thanks, fellas. Really appreciate it.
GG to all three of you. Sys Crusher was a great tournament, and
Yeah, absolutely. It was fun.
Fry Teeth, I wanted to thank you for helping me out with my first time doing commentary. It was a blast.
Yeah, great time with you tonight. GG's to all of our runners. I want to thank you for doing commentary tonight. Thank Crimson Avix for restreaming as well as tracking. And everyone has a good night.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.